My name's Glyn Robbins. I'm involved in a campaign called Defend Council Housing, among others, and I'm bringing you a message of support and solidarity from DCH. We're a national organisation. And our position on your campaign and any other like it is really very simple. If it's public land, it should be public housing. And when we say public housing, we mean council housing.
Exactly.
No ifs, no buts, no mixed income, no low-cost home ownership, none of these other gimmicks. We mean council housing.
Exactly right.
And, you know, the tide is turning. Things are changing. And DCH is a non-party political organisation, but we were at Labour conference a couple of weeks ago, as others may have been, and there has been a significant shift within the Labour Party in terms of their thinking on housing. Now, there's still a long way to go. We need to make sure that some of the very, very promising and progressive parts of a resolution that was passed at Labour conference make it into the manifesto, and that John Healey, should he become the housing minister, implements them. But within the resolution that was passed at Labour Party conference, there's a position that we as DCH have been holding for a long time, and that is that we need to build 100,000 council homes a year. That needs to be done with direct investment of public money of £10 billion a year. And again, that is getting traction now. We're almost becoming mainstream, which is slightly worrying. We managed to get a photograph yesterday or the day before of the leader of the Labour Party wearing one of these stickers. I hope none of you will leave today without a DCH sticker, 100,000 council homes a year. And of course, unless we use public land to build those council homes, we're going to find it extremely difficult. And I've been involved in a lot of campaigns similar to yours, and one in particular I'll mention quickly now, maybe more later, the campaign around the Holloway prison site. I worked as a housing officer in Islington, and we saw the Holloway prison site as a massive opportunity. And we have to stop. We cannot carry on giving away public land to developers who are only interested in profit. So I give you every single encouragement. I'm an Essex lad myself, so I'm delighted to be here. And if DCH, Homes for All, or I individually can do anything to help this campaign, you know where I am. Thanks very much. But I think there are 3 points to address Mark's question about what next. First, the sale must be stopped. The moment that site is sold to a private developer, it's game over. You'll be fighting rearguard actions, so everything needs to be done to prevent that from happening. If it does happen, and it goes to a planning application, and in my experience, by the time it goes to a planning committee, it's too late. But nonetheless, as Mark's indicated, any planning application that doesn't conform with local planning law, but also doesn't meet local housing needs, must be rejected. The council needs to reject any such planning application, and needs to have the courage to do it. And I can understand the scepticism, because I've seen it happen again and again. Councils of all hues, including Labour councils, basically roll over when private developers come to town. And that can't happen. But the bottom line really is these campaigns are not won and lost in the council chamber, they're won and lost on the street. And so I know you've run a brilliant campaign so far, but what I would respectfully suggest, if you haven't done it already, and something that worked quite effectively at Holloway, but we could have done better, is to develop the people's plan for the Fossetts site, which does some of the analysis. It doesn't have to be down to the last detail, but give something for people to say yes to. It's easy to say no to things. Let's give people something that they can believe in and say yes to. We can work out how many homes could go there. Housing is not there's no such thing as a housing expert. I should know, because I'm often described as one. We're all housing experts. We can figure out what could be done on that site. And the false economy is something that needs to be addressed. Martin's a little bit over the top of his estimate of housing benefit. It's approaching £25 billion a year in this country. Now, we can find out how much it is in Southend. Of that 25 billion, 10 billion goes straight into the pocket of private landlords. It is a gross false economy. We can do some of this work, some of the number crunching. We got friendly architects on board in Holloway to do some of the schematics and drawings, so people have a real idea of what the people's plan for the Fossett could actually look like, and then you get your councillors to support it, and your prospective parliamentary candidates.
Thank you very much.